A third world war has devastated the planet. It lasted only 60 minutes, but it was enough to almost destroy Earth. The survivors now live as nomads, traveling on massive tracks, enormous moving wheels that can carry entire cities across the wastelands. An alarm sounds in the Bavarian mining settlement of Salzhaken. A massive predator city has been spotted nearby, and it's coming for them. Panic spreads as people scatter in all directions. The bravest among them jump into combat vehicles, trying to fight back, or at least distract the approaching enemy. We learn that the giant predator city is London. Its Lord Mayor, Magnus Krome, orders his trusted officer, Thaddeus Valentine, to seize Salzhaken and claim its resources. Desperate, the people of Salzhaken get rid of their reserves of coal, iron, and salt, determined not to let their enemies take them. Meanwhile, the violent tremors shake the London Museum, sending several priceless artifacts crashing to the floor, including the statues of minions. They are now known as American gods. A battle machine from Salzhaken races toward the edge of a cliff, hoping to lure its pursuers into a trap. It barely avoids falling into the abyss itself, losing several wheels in the process. London begins the assault and soon devours the entire population and every last resource of Salzhaken. A young historian named Tom Natsworthy enters the London Museum. Together with Catherine Valentine, the daughter of an aristocrat, he discusses the causes of the 60-minute war, the devastating conflict that destroyed modern civilization. Now, things like computers and smartphones are known only as artifacts. Catherine gazes with fascination at a map of the world. In the 21st century, people lived in an absolutely different way. After the global war, the Earth's surface split into thousands of fragments. This catastrophe was caused by the use of a quantum energy weapon called Medusa. Tom hopes such powerful weapons will never appear again and dreams of destroying all the military technologies of the past. Their conversation is overheard by a man named Herbert Mellifant. He's a historian as well, though unlike Tom, he is wealthy and influential. Tom and Catherine descend into what Londoners call the Gut. This is where all the artifacts from the captured city of Salzhaken are brought. Tom hopes to find samples of ancient technology here and add them to the exhibits of the London Museum. One of the survivors from Salzhaken is a girl wearing a red mask. She has secretly brought a weapon with her. Among the heaps of junk, Tom spots an old toaster, and his excitement is impossible to contain. Just then, Thaddeus Valentine appears beside him. It turns out he is not only the deputy Lord Mayor, but also the head of the Guild of Historians, which means he also has a keen interest in ancient artifacts. Moreover, he's Catherine's father. Someone brings Thaddeus a small nuclear inverter battery. The man promises to destroy this dangerous relic himself. At that moment, the girl in the red mask notices Thaddeus. She draws a knife hidden in her sleeve, moves closer, and stabs him. Tom notices the attack. He grabs the assailant and saves Thaddeus. The girl's mask slips off, revealing a deep scar across her face. She tries to flee, but Tom rushes after her. They run through the waste processing section, barely escaping death several times. The girl spots a waste chute ahead and jumps, but Tom catches her hand at the last moment. The girl introduces herself as Hester Shaw. She confesses that Valentine killed her mother and scarred her face. Then, without hesitation, the girl falls into the darkness below. Thaddeus Valentine soon appears beside Tom. The young historian tells the man what Hester said, and in the next instant, Valentine shoves Tom into the chute. Later, Thaddeus lies to his daughter, claiming that Tom jumped into the chute after the criminal and died. Deep down, Catherine feels her father is hiding something, and she begins her own investigation. We find out that Hester and Tom managed to survive the fall. At first, the girl plans to rob him and run away, but when Tom reveals that Valentine pushed him, she decides to take him along. Catherine overhears a conversation between her father and the Lord Mayor of London and discovers that the city is running dangerously low on resources. Tom and Hester cross the hunting ground together. These lands were once the countries of Europe. The protagonists hope to find a roaming settlement that can help them return to London. We find out that Valentine is secretly building a powerful weapon from the ancient artifacts he's collected. He's assisted by a scientist who once knew Hester's mother. Her name was Pandora Shaw, and she also worked as an archaeologist. The scientist tells Valentine that one of the cyborgs who survived the 60-minute war has recently been captured. For some mysterious reason, he hates Hester too. Intrigued, Valentine heads straight to the prison where the mutant is being held. Hester drinks dirty water from a puddle and shares her expired food with Tom. It's far from fresh, but what choice do they have? At night, Hester wakes up from a nightmare. She sees Tom awake, calling out to someone in the darkness. A small mobile town appears before them and immediately attacks. It turns out to be a group of southern hunters, also known as scavs. Tom and Hester barely manage to escape and find shelter in a small underground city called Scuttlebug, which looks like a giant caterpillar. The locals turn out to be surprisingly kind and even treat the protagonists to seaweed tea. Meanwhile, in London, Catherine seeks out an engineer named Beavis Pod and asks him to tell her the truth about what happened to Tom. Beavis admits that Valentine pushed Tom into the waste chute. The engineer also believes that Thaddeus Valentine is only pretending to work on an energy project when, in fact, he's planning something terrible. Tom and Hester are given a small room, furnished with nothing but a single narrow bed. The girl explains that her mother, Pandora Shaw, was an archaeologist who traveled the world collecting ancient artifacts. Thaddeus Valentine was her colleague. One day, during an excavation somewhere in what used to be America, Pandora discovered a mysterious case. Valentine saw it and suddenly attacked her. Pandora managed to give her daughter a necklace before Valentine silenced her forever. Hester tried to fight back, but the villain raised his knife again. The girl barely escaped, and Valentine stole the mysterious case. Meanwhile, Thaddeus arrives at Sharkmoor Prison, where the deadly cyborg known as Shrike is being held. He is a real mutant. Repeating only one word, Hester, we learn that the cyborg was brought back to life after death, and now he waits for a new hunt. Valentine destroys the Sharkmoor facility and frees Shrike, ordering him to track down Hester Shaw and eliminate her. Tom and Hester soon realize they've been locked in. The friendly hospitality was only a trick. In fact, the people of Scuttlebug plan to sell them as slaves. Tom, Hester, and several other captives are transported to a Rustwater slave market. Bidding begins immediately. A butcher shows interest in Hester. Suddenly, a woman in a red coat and dark glasses steps onto the market square. This is Anna Fang, an agent of the Anti-Traction League, the sworn enemies of municipal Darwinism. Anna draws her weapons and takes down the slavers, thus saving Hester and Tom. The protagonists try to escape before one of the roaming mobile settlements crushes them under its wheels. Suddenly, Shrike appears in front of them. He reminds Hester about the promise she made. The girl tries to run away, but Shrike is way stronger and faster. Once again, the protagonists are saved by Anna Fang. Anna takes Hester and Tom aboard her airship, while Shrike regenerates almost instantly. It turns out Anna saved Hester because she knew her mother, Pandora Shaw, very well. The protagonists are now headed toward the flying city known as the Air Haven. Hester admits that after her mother's death, she wandered the hunting grounds for a long time. Shrike found her and raised her as if she were his own daughter. When Hester grew older, she promised Shrike that one day she would let him turn her into a cyborg as well. They began preparing for the transformation, but Hester eventually ran away from him so she could take revenge on Valentine for killing her mother. Herbert Meliphant tells Valentine that he knows where the most dangerous artifacts are stored inside the London Museum. Valentine immediately orders them to be transported to the Guild of Engineers inside St. Paul's Cathedral. Catherine shows Beavis a secret passageway that leads to the cathedral. She wants to uncover what her father is hiding. As you have probably already guessed, Valentine is building a powerful weapon that he plans to use to conquer Asia. Anna, Tom, and Hester arrive in the Asian city of Air Haven. There, the protagonists meet other members of the Anti-Traction League. Tom and Hester learn a terrifying truth. Pandora Shaw discovered a computer access system connected to the superweapon known as Medusa, the very system that destroyed countless cities during the 60-minute war. Valentine stole this technology and began secretly purchasing nuclear inverter batteries. He has now built a new Medusa. Valentine presents his invention to the Lord Mayor of London and announces that they are changing course and heading east to conquer Asia. The mayor strongly disagrees with this plan, so Valentine stages a coup, eliminates him, and promises the people of London that he will destroy the shield wall in Asia and seize all of their resources. Soon, Shrike finds Hester again. Hundreds of bullets are fired at him, but the cyborg doesn't stop. He easily defeats his opponents. During the shootout, Airhaven burns down, and Shrike himself is badly damaged. Despite this, he keeps pursuing Hester. Tom tries to save his friend, and the cyborg prepares to attack. Hester begs Shrike to stop. The mutant realizes that the girl loves this youngster, so he releases her from the promise to become a cyborg and returns her necklace. Shortly after, Shrike dies. Hester, Tom, Anna, and several other members of the Anti-Traction League set course for the shield wall. Anna suggests that Shanguo's Governor Quan strike first and send a fleet of airships against London. Unfortunately, the brave woman underestimates the power of Medusa. This quantum superweapon destroys the entire Asian fleet within minutes and blasts a massive hole in the shield wall. Hester examines her mother's pendant and realizes that it contains a flash drive with a kill switch capable of disabling Medusa. She immediately shows her discovery to Tom. Together, they run to Anna and decide that they must reach London to deactivate the weapon. The protagonists gather several more allies and fly toward London. They constantly have to maneuver so they don't become a target for the city's anti-aircraft guns. Unfortunately, avoiding them proves extremely difficult, and the Anti-Traction League loses another part of its fleet. Hester and Anna struggle to reach London and finally locate St. Paul's Cathedral. Tom stays behind to pilot the airship. Anna confronts Valentine, and they engage in a sword fight in which Anna gets badly wounded. Taking advantage of the moment, Hester shuts down Medusa using the kill switch. Driven by madness, Valentine orders his soldiers to ram London directly into the shield wall. He doesn't care that countless people will die as a result. Tom manages to get in touch with Catherine. To prevent the catastrophe, they detonate London's engine, slowing the city down. Valentine attempts to escape, but Hester catches up to him and engages in a fight aboard his airship. During the struggle, Valentine reveals to Hester that he is her father. Despite this, he still intends to get rid of her. Tom rescues Hester and shoots down Valentine's airship. Miraculously, the villain survives the crash. Still, his life doesn't last long, as he soon ends up beneath London's massive tracks. Catherine becomes the new mayor of London and negotiates peace with the Anti-Traction League. The war is finally over. Tom and Hester set off on new adventures aboard their airship. At last, they will see the world they live in.